If you watch crime serials, you will realize that after a crime is committed and the detectives trace back what happened, you think there are some very, very obvious signs which you missed out, and that always happens because in retrospect it is easy to see it. Like they say, hindsight is 20/20. So what does that have to do with financial abuse? Financial abuse starts very subtly. You don't even realize that you're being financially abused. For example, the husband who says, I think you're too stressed, give me all the money, I will handle it, I will make all the payments, you are busy with the children, so why don't you looks very, very innocent, right? Or saying, why do you want to go out on your own, I will send my car and driver, or use my phone to book your Ola, Uber, or wherever you are going, forward me the minute you sit in your taxi, share it with me so that in case there is a problem I can solve it for you, right? These, in retrospect only you will know whether this was a genuine love and care or was it part of exploitation. You will not realize it during the event. So it starts, the other thing can be, take a case where you are where there is a 30 lakh rupee earning husband whose wife is looking for a 9 lakh rupee job or a 8 lakh rupee job, and then they have kids, and typically the guy comes and says, look, you will never earn 30-35 lakhs, right? You will earn your 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs. It doesn't matter. One of us has to give up the job to look after the kids, so it better be you. Sounds genuine, sounds authentic, perfect, right? And it has happened in very many cases, like very many women leave their job when their kid is 3 years old or 2 years old, or they don't go back after the delivery, after the pregnancy, or they work for or they let the kid be 3-4 years old and then they start working again, and then suddenly they feel that they should be at home. Sometimes it is their own decision, sometimes it is their little bit of their laziness and little bit of manipulation. And so what happens is, this person comes and says, oh, don't worry, that I will earn, I will look after you. So he does look after, then there is money flowing into you, then slowly that money becomes like a trickle, and there is you don't even understand that the money is flowing less and things like that. Now ask yourself a very simple question: will you take money from your very well earning husband and go for a vacation to Singapore with your parents, you paying for their tickets and stay, etc.? If the answer is no, then you should have your own cash flow, right? Very many girls will not be able to use their husband's money for what they consider as luxury. They will pay for the dal, chawal and ordinary set of clothes. They may not mind buying a 2,000 rupee dress, but they will balk at buying a 13,000 rupee, 15,000 rupee dress. They will not do it at all, perhaps. And even if the husband says it's okay, it's our money and things like that, no, people, so find out whether you're being financially abused. It's not very easy because it's very difficult for somebody like me talking generic to be able to find out whether you're financially abused. But if you have ever been physically or verbally abused, there is a very good chance that you're being financially abused. So just have a look at that. See the kind of things that he has done to you while in the relationship. I mean, do you have to come and report every purchase? Do you have to say what you bought? Maybe it is a utensil for the house, or whether it is a dress for you. Does it happen that you are paying for all the day-to-day bills, etc., from the money that you earn? Has your spouse ever threatened to say that I will make sure that you will not get any money? How good is your family support? I mean, is your father so rich that he can afford to have pay for your children's education and everything? And do you feel very financially secure when you go to visit your parents? I mean, in a worst case scenario, if you go, what would happen? Does he have adequate term insurance? Does he have adequate medical insurance for you and your children and for himself? There are guys I know who have a medical insurance from the company, and they tell their spouse that they have medical insurance from the company without telling the wife that the company does not provide for the family, just provides for him. There is one woman who didn't know that, right? So find out that. Does he pass on subtle suggestions that your job is so stressful, why don't you give it up, right? That is one way of cutting you off from money, or taking full charge of the money. I know one girl who left her husband because her father-in-law would insist that whatever you earn, you have to put it into this either or survivor account with my son, and the father would control the whole finances. Whether to buy national savings certificate or ELSS or everything, the father-in-law's permission was needed, and this girl felt very stifled because her father had never asked her what she was earning, what she was doing with her money, and she didn't even realize this was a problem. And her husband could not understand what was the problem because he was handing over his paycheck to his father dutifully, never ever argued about it, right? So the son was being exploited financially, so he didn't even think that he was being exploited financially. This girl just separated. She said, I can't live under such Hitler kind of a person. So she just walked out of that marriage. Has your spouse ever forbid you and said, you don't need to work, you look after the children, that is more important, and got your parents to side with him and say, yeah, it is very important, you're better off staying at home and looking after the children, my parents are old also. These are all nice, subtle ways of cutting you off, or these are very good, lovely acts by your spouse. I will not be able to say whether to suspect or whether to accept it as genuine. That is your decision. But these are all questions which, when asked, people then say, oh, he did this also, he did that also. For example, girl I know had to pay for all the expenses at the honeymoon. When they went on a honeymoon, he kept telling her, she rather kept telling him that we don't need to eat at such expensive places, we don't need to stay at expensive places. They had some bookings, some places they upgraded, some places where they went and found that a better hotel was available, they went there, booked, and then cancelled this. So all these expenses, this girl felt that it was unnecessary. He said, no, it's okay, you charge it on your account, and that's it. When the bill came, she had to pay. He said, oh, I don't have cash now, I have to pay this EMI, and he was loaded with real estate which were illiquid, and his whole salary was going into making those EMI payments. So, I mean, I do not know where they are now. This is a 10-year-old story, but all this is some part of financial abuse. It may look like a love marriage, but girls may not understand that this is financial exploitation, or getting you to pay for all his expenses, his family's expenses, telling you, I just need some money and I have to send to my parents, and you very innocently keep giving it away, and then suddenly you realize that the money is not really coming back, right? So in the worst case scenario, the government of India protects women like anything, which is, I think, sometimes you feel it's good, sometimes you feel it's bad. So check out what is happening, check out whether these concerns like saying, why are you going out alone, or share your Ola ride with me. I would not be able to say from here whether it is exploitation or really love. In the US, there are a lot of organizations which fight financial abuse also. I mean, financial abuse is manifestation. There could be other types of abuse also. And there are very many celebrities handling this. So you will have to copy what is happening from US. I do not know whether there is any Indian organization. I know there are Indian organizations which look at women exploitation, but whether they understand subtle financial exploitation, I have no clue. You are in the place, you are the married person, you have to see what is happening, you have to read about it, you have to find the implications, and you have to act. This advice is absolutely generic. If you need help, please scream, go to the nearest help booth which is available. Maybe you need doctor's help, maybe you need psychiatric help, maybe you need a lawyer, right? So these blogs and articles just show you the direction. It is completely for you to act on it. Don't feel, oh, 10 years he has been doing it, how can I talk about it now? Doesn't matter. 10 days, 10 minutes, 10 hours, 10 decades, doesn't matter. Just go complain, seek help, and you will be blessed if you seek help. Thank you.